Hey guys, I won't hold you guys long, but I just didn't want to um kind of say it multiple times at some of the trades I'm looking for this week, but I also wanted to give everybody in the free group an opportunity to make some money. If you caught SoFi last week when I signaled it, it went. I think that contract, if you're still in it, is up to like almost $13, which would put it in the money. I got out at about 88%. I know a couple other people got out at about 100, and like it's well over 100% now. So SoFi is really big on my radar right now. And so I did some hunting this weekend, and this is what I do when I'm teaching and we're on a call. We try to find the positions for the upcoming weeks and what we can do. I know a lot of people are trying to swing trade, and it's been a little bit difficult, just due to how the
Janera.
market, but how the market is moving. So I want to show y'all um an opportunity and what I'll be looking at for this week. Um, Let me share. Y'all let me know when y'all can see my screen. Can everybody see it? Uh, I'm assuming yes. Okay, cool. So we have earnings this week. You can use Earnings Whisperer if you haven't done so already and you're struggling with swinging. Go to Gumroad, get that mini swing trade video. It goes into one of the ways that I look for my swing trade. So this is this week, and this is what had those companies on my radar. So I'm looking at Domino's, Waste Management. I won't be trading those, but I am interested. Also, the earnings call for SoFi. I'm gonna get into these positions as long as the earnings call is good and the market reacts well to it. But PayPal, UPS, Coca-Cola is going to be on my radar. SoFi, Spotify, just because I get a lot of shares. Visa, I'm bullish on Visa. Visa, I'm bearish on Starbucks. I'm looking at Humana, Caterpillar, Generac, ADP. Big ones. We got big heavy hitters toward the end of the week, which makes me bullish for the week. I think they're either going to open high or flat, which still is good for the market. So I'm going to already be priming to look at IWM and SPY calls toward the end of the week. Now, I don't think they're all going to hit. It would be kind of magnificent for all of them to. But Microsoft might be flat or down. Meta should be bullish. I mean, they're in Trump's pocket. They want to look well. Kind of bullish on Hood and Amazon and Apple. Apple usually they don't do anything dramatic like Netflix, so don't look for big
I'm not
gains
really.
trying to
I'm
swing
not
out the money.
enthusiastic about this.
But Amazon might get a big pop. So I'm bullish on Meta and Amazon. So these are just setting up your week. You also have McDonald's. I'll be looking at too, but just to listen to the calls and CVS, Robux, and Microsoft. I'm sorry, MasterCard. So this is a pretty little chart you get from Earnings Whisperer on Twitter. So this is what I'll be looking at this week. But what really stood out to me is me getting back into the SoFi swing trades because there is just a lot of money here. So if we look in our brokerage, or on Yahoo Finance, if you've had a one-on-one with me, I like to go out to the monthly contract. So I'm looking at the monthly, which is the third Friday of the month for May, June, and then a leap. This one, most of you might not be familiar if you're new to trading what leaps are to get contracts way out, with a lot of time on them. But I saw a lot of opportunity out here and I wanted to share it with you guys. So if we're looking at I'm looking at the May 15th, it's $33. You can even go with the 14. But the delta and the theta over here are just beautiful. If we get another dollar or two move, getting a $25 delta with like a dollar theta, that's beautiful. We're not even going to lose a lot of money sitting in these contracts, even if it pulls back on us. But I would like for SoFi to stay above 12. If it pulls back, I really don't want it below 12. It'll just give us the opportunity to get in, but I want it to hold 12. I really want it to hold 13 for positioning. And I'm looking to get, two or three contracts in May, jumping over and getting the June monthlies as well, um, because they're affordable and they have a lot of OI and volume, and the deltas are beautiful again. Delta and theta is great. But the kicker here is going out to December. A lot of people, you have kids, we work hard. If we go out to the January And right now, the 52-week high is 18. We don't have that 18 strike. We got 17, but I was looking at the 20 and that 17. You got a hell of a lot of open interest out here. We can get to, if we get a dollar, two, $3 move, you can put $100, some you put in your savings account and say, okay, I'm not going to touch this so I can buy kids or people Christmas presents. You could take that same 100, put it in SoFi. We get a dollar, two, $3 move, and we should be able to get this 100% on this trade with a very low theta on it, and we could hold it. You could buy more than one of these. This could be your like Christmas money account. A lot of us, we just like to do day trading and get money, but sometimes the sleep money in the swing trades are, are more beneficial when you're busy. So I just saw these, doing a little bit of research, wanted to share it with you guys so y'all could capitalize on it too, because these are some of the things I would be looking at, and I didn't want it to be a lot of confusion in the chat. So if you got questions or this seems simple or something that y'all want to, contracts y'all want to take, these are the ones that I'll be looking at this week. Feedback, questions, you don't have to put it in the chat. You can jump off mute and talk to me.
Hey,
Nobody.
Chastity.
Hey,
You said that contract that's in December. The expiration
January,
date January.
January 16th.
And what was the strike price?
I'm looking at
20,
the 17 and the 20. You can
17.
you can get closer in the money, but I was just looking for affordability for most small accounts.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome. And it's also in the chart. Like, I'm just not, I'm looking at the chart, looking where it can go out to. When you're trading and doing more swing trades, get off your 5 and 15, go up to your higher time frames. That's going to help you be able to see where there's going to be pullback. So you can be like, oh, Chastity, do I need to close it? It's pulling back. Well, let's look at the chart. We can see where the pullbacks
Bring it closer to me.
we can see where pullbacks and where we could have some resistance at. Here, 1389, we're gonna have some resistance right before 15, and then we got this gap back up here a little above 16, and that's where the 52-week high is at about 18. So that's what I'm saying. If we're aiming for a retracement of the 52-week high at 18, getting in the 20 is not bad. Definitely safer at 17. But this is a nice little swing contract for those of y'all that just don't have time, but can get in a position for a contract, because we don't want to get into this 20 contract once we've hit 15, 16, $17. We want to be in position already and kind of holding and waiting on, we're getting ahead of it. So sometimes you can see the trade set up and the movement and the stock. And we found support back here at 8. I wish we had got in back here, but it didn't get on my radar until we got up here and we start filling this gap right here. So this was a good little one that I found. And I think, like I said, you're going to see some pullbacks where we got gaps, but long term, you can still get you 20, 30, even 100%, depending on how long you hold this, as long as on Tuesday, earnings and guidance is pretty good.
So when you say higher time frames for swing, you mean 4 hour time
Yeah,
frame?
2 hour, 1 hour, 4 hour daily. You want to just go up so you're not looking in this little zone here trying to see what's the bigger picture. You got to go out, because if you're getting a month out, you need to at least be on a looking at a chart that has a monthly amount of range. You don't want to just be looking at right here at this past week if you're going to be trading 3 or 4 weeks out. Go back and look at what your chart was doing 3 or 4 weeks ago, because usually price likes to retrace itself. Wherever it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, it's probably going to come back to there and mirror it. So if I put a line right down here in the middle of where we kind of started to find support, look at both sides. Let's take off some of the noise. There we go. We take the noise off and do a split screen right here. We're basically we just did what happened over here. Came up, bounce right here. Here's that bounce. We should see another bounce to test that area. Then we'll go up some more, test this area, go up some more, test that area. We really just, all we do is retrace on the right what happened on the left. And most of us, we never go back and look at what's happening over here. So we never know how to predict what's going on over here. And y'all will look at us and like, how do y'all know that it was going to go there? Because this is where it went before. We see it on the chart. All price is doing is retracing it. And so if I set my count, my line right here, and how we're trading, boom, this is retracing back right here. When I get to this line, where is it retracing back to? We'll probably go back to right there. We go over and up a little more. There's the next level of resistance right here. Up and over some more. There's my next level of resistance. So it's not magic. It's just really on the chart with price retracing. And if it's not really clear, you can also put on a path and let it kind of play out. So it'll be going up to boom, there's that next spot. There's the next one. Here's my next resistance. And then up higher. Which all we're doing is kind of retracing what happened here on the left. Now, does it always play out like that? No, but this one looks very bullish and has a lot. The Greeks, yeah. So what about the Greeks? What do they do? So the Greeks tell you, they help me understand how much money I could possibly make or lose per contract. So if you got into this SoFi contract and you're like, oh, I'm gonna put this $100 over here and I'm gonna get $1,000 to be able to shop for Christmas. Well, is it really possible? Let's look at the Greeks. How many contracts would you have to take and how much would this have to move for you to get $1,000? Well, for every dollar that SoFi goes up, you're gonna get 31. And if you are assuming that you want to make 1,000, and I'm just saying hypothetically because some people think like that. So if we wanted $1,000 and it only moves 30, we're only gonna get about roughly $31 per dollar move. SoFi will have to move $32 by the time this contract goes to expiration for us to make 1,000. Now, I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's twice as much as the 52-week high. But I would say that's not theoretically what's going to happen. Can you make a couple of $100? Yes, but making 1,000 is going to be extreme. Now, what if I said I want to make 1,000? But I'm gonna buy 10 contracts. Now that will put you in a better position, because for every dollar it moves, if you're getting 31, but you bought 10 contracts, now for every dollar, you're getting $310 because you got 10 contracts. Now you really only need for SoFi to move about what, like $4. And because you got 10 contracts, now you could make 1,000. So it's about kind of changing your mindset of how many contracts you have to take or how much money you can make off a contract and setting proper expectations. Not coming out here getting contracts or taking a signal thinking, oh, I'm about to be a millionaire off this contract. Well, no, we could probably get 50 to 30%, and that'll equate to a roughly amount how much the delta moves. On my chart, how did I get rid of the lines? I blinded it for just a second. So on my chart, here's my little eyeball so I can see everything, and I hid all my drawings so I could make it simple. And then once I touch my chart again, or I try to add something to it, it it should come. Hold on. Once I put something back and I click it, it'll just come back. So I just hid them briefly. How do you find the option that has can y'all come off mute? Y'all could just say what y'all want. It's not formal. How do you find stock options that has a large volume and open interest? Sometimes I'm just researching it. If you've worked with me before, you should have your Power 5 or Power 10. So I'm really just looking at the same companies I've already looked at before. Or you can use a screener and you can screen for companies that already have the volume and open interest that you want. You can use a screener on TradingView or in FinViz. But usually it's just with researching when I'm doing one-on-one with you guys, and then I just find them and I find these outliers with a lot of unusual open interest or volume. What was the strike price on SoFi? Well, depending on which how you're sorry, how much your portfolio size is, so how much you have in your account and how much you can afford. You can look at 13, 14, or 15 in the monthly contract or for the June. And if you're getting the contract out to January, you can do 13 up to 20. I really wouldn't go past 20. So delta times 100 to have the dollar amount is that the most important? Well, your delta is just telling you so that since you're in control of 100 shares on your option contract, that's why we're looking at the option chain in that cost price. So again, we're either going to move the decimal two places to the right or we're going to multiply by 100. So everything I'm looking at, that's $31. That's 43. This is like less than a dollar of theta, 50 cent worth of theta. And then for the contract price, instead of this is not $1.03, this is $103. How do I use the expiration date for swings or leaps? I just play around with it. I just kind of went on here and looked for further out because I see the potential in SoFi going up. So I just started looking at the chain and researching what's the date. But if I'm swinging, your third Friday is going to be your best date. Just getting your witching Friday. But leaps, you just looking, you can do December, you can do January. I just go and see where's the most volume and open interest for those contracts for that particular ticker.
Hey Chaz, can you talk about quad witching really quick? Is this the week for it right now?
No, so it's the third Friday. So we've just passed it. So the next one will be May 16th. So that's just where you have the most activity. So if I go back to Yahoo and I'm looking at contracts and I'm looking at any ticker, like I'm looking at Hood right now, but they're gonna report. But let's go back to SoFi. If I look at SoFi for just like the next 2 week contracts, we're gonna see thinner chains than we do on that third Friday. So May 2nd, May 9th. So let's just look at the same contracts. This is still fairly bullish. SoFi is really not a good example because I'm going to be trading it and I've already looked at them. But if you look at 13 and 14, they have 35,000 in open interest, 30,000, I'm sorry, 3,500 and 3,000 in the open interest. And then when I go to the Witching Friday, you see how that jumps. We had 3,500 here on the previous week. We got 74,000 on this coming on the next week of the Witching Friday. So you just have way more volume and open interest on these weeks. So if you're having trouble day trading, swing trading, just swing month to month. Find you 5 good companies and just swing those companies month over month. Load you 2 or 3 contracts in your May, your June, and then just trade those. Once you get your profit, close it, collect your profit, and then start positioning in the next coming months. And you can just keep moving. How do you know which strike prices? You need to use ATR. If you don't understand ATR, you can grab a one-on-one with me and we can go into ATR a little bit deeper on how you use it, how you chart it. But yeah, witching's just going to be your best Friday to pick your contracts because it's going to have more volume and open interest. Thank you for asking.
Thank you.
Who else? Who's next? Hop off mute. Well, I go cut my front yard. Y'all got 4 more minutes.
Can you go over in terms of swing trading, how like when you get in the contract, when you can recognize when you get in the swing trades?
It's gonna depend. So right now I'm positioning for SoFi after they report earnings, but you want to get in based on your chart, just having a particular setup. So for me, for SoFi, I see where they're gonna have resistance at right here and where it was rejecting on Friday. So it needs to get above $13 and close above that, or it's gonna pull back and I need to wait for it to find support. So it's gonna vary depending on your ticker and what positioning it's in, because this could definitely go bearish, like so if it start trending right back down, I know the positionings I'm going to take to the downside using my ATR. So it kind of varies per ticker. and what's the trend and what you see and how far out of you're getting. You want to follow the money based on your option chain, and then your technicals line up too. So it swing trading takes a little bit more research than your day trade. We're just getting in, we're looking at a short term close above or below a rejection, and we're scalping, getting in and getting out. When you're swing trading, it does take a little bit more research. You want to give it a little bit more time, and you can give your swing trade a little bit more room when you're positioning for your take profit or your stop loss.
Yeah, I
But
have
it
a
may,
question.
hmm
And good evening, by the way.
yes.
So, how do you deal with the gap ups? Because of course you have the opening and the closing. And if you're going to swing trade, and let's say, for example, your following day or the afternoon, the market's open, and then of course there's a big gap. How do you deal with that during swing trading?
So if it gaps one, I mean, it's things that you can only deal with what you can control. If something pulls back, you still
Mm,
want to have a manual or at least a mental stop that'll trigger you. It can be either looking at the trade or setting it at a level. So like my Nike, I'm not looking to trade Nike until it gets out of this consolidation period.
hmm
And if it doesn't, I'll show you. It's not on this chart, but Nike is consolidating in this range here. So there's nothing I want to do with a swing until it can close above here or below. So what I would just do is set an alert. Um, I thought I set it. I have it set on let's see. There it is. I don't know where they went. Like I added it earlier. It might not be on this chart, but I set an alert. So until Nike gets above this area, I'll set an alert. Let me actually show you guys. I'll hit it, set an alert, hit crossing up, and there's no need for me to take this trade until my alert goes off to the upside. Now, if I wanted to the downside, I do the exact same thing. So I'm not watching this all day. I'm just waiting on an alert to go off. I put this one in and I set it and forget it. So it's the same with my trade. If I would, the SoFi trade, if I'm looking at SoFi, I want it to stay above 13. I set me an alert for 13. Once it closes above it, then I can enter. But things that happen throughout the day, that's why it's important that you get a good delta and theta. So if it pulls back slightly, your contracts are going to only see like a dollar, maybe a $2 move. It's not going to be as drastic as your day trades, where when it starts to move back, you're like negative 40, 50%. It's going to be way different because the theta is different.
Okay, okay. It's all in the Greeks. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
hmm All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Who else?
I just came in, Miss Chastity, so
Mm-hmm.
I need to catch up of what you was
Okay.
doing.
I did record it, so I'll drop it in the group too. But I was just
Okay.
showing you guys how to get into a swing trade that I was looking at and some of the earnings this week. So earnings, there are a bunch of big earnings this week, and I'm bullish on the week, just because there are a bunch of heavy hitters. We got Microsoft, Waste Management, Domino's, Lilly, Roblox. It just looks bullish. I don't see them doing poorly. I do see CVS and Starbucks doing kind of bad. Airbnb as well. I didn't mention them before. But we also have crypto. Crypto's kind of picking back up, so Riot may get a boost. Now, I just wanted to show you guys a swing trades that I was looking for, and I'll drop this replay in the free trades channel once it kind of renders. And then I'll put the strike prices of the tickers that I was looking at, which was SoFi, um, May. I think I said 13 and 15 strike. You can get 14 too, whichever one's fit your budget. The June contracts too, but we're not getting into these until SoFi reports on Tuesday. Can we swing through Monday? It's very risky. I don't recommend it for beginners. But if you're gonna swing, just do one contract. Don't be out here like full porting your whole portfolio off SoFi. I just assume that they're gonna do well just based off the amount of volume and open interest out there, but it's not a guarantee. We caught the bullish sentiment a week leading up to earnings. Whatever earnings they could report well and people could still take profit, and they could report poorly just like Tesla did and still run up. So it's always a 50-50 gamble when swinging. So it'd be best we can day trade SoFi tomorrow. We close our trade and we'll just get in position Tuesday once the market opens back up.
Okay, well, thank you for that information.
You're welcome. Anybody else? I can give y'all 2 more minutes and then I'll close it. This is your opportunity. If you haven't been able to get a one-on-one with me, feel free to reach out. I'm gonna be more available this coming month. We're doing one-on-ones. Look out for a Zoom probably Monday or Tuesday. I'm probably going to drop one that's going to be free, and then the other one's probably going to drop on the paid side. So make sure you guys are updating your subscriptions or getting your memberships and booking your one-on-ones. If you're struggling, please reach out, but feel free to ask questions inside of the chat, inside of the free channel if you got questions on what I went over. If you're still needing help, but please make sure you guys are utilizing the chat, asking questions. Don't sit behind, don't get stuck in trades, if you're needing help, because we are here to help you guys. But this is what I was looking for. I didn't want it to be confusing for you guys not to understand what I'm going over, what I'm looking at for this week, because I'll take the trade and forget to tell y'all. But and I didn't want that to happen because this is what I'm already kind of prepping to see. But But that's it. I just wanted to hop on real quick. It
Dr.
was gonna
Chad,
be yes.
this is Charlotte. How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Can you look at a Ford options chain for me?
No. Oh, I'm not going Ford.
Please.
I got you. Okay, so what we
Okay.
looking at for Ford?
So the January 2026 one, I'm looking at the 985 strike price for a put. So um they're going to have their quarter one earnings after the market closes next Monday, May 5th.
Hmm.
And I'm seeing that the open interest now is almost 46,000, but it's the volume that's now starting to grow. So as of closing on Friday, it's above 1,000,
Hmm.
and it's near the money. This is the put, and the bid ask and last prices are nice and tight. I'm just trying to decide if I want to enter it tomorrow or monitor it for maybe 1 or 2 days.
Monitor it for 1 or 2 days. There's no
Okay.
rush to get in it right now. But they're also
And it's a
not
leap.
going to move. Yeah, they're not gonna move too much. So I want to check out the Ooh, yeah, you can grab it tomorrow. I don't no, you said put. Hold on, I was looking at yeah, the data's not gonna eat you. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it a
Okay.
lot. You don't have to wait because even if it moves up a little bit, it's not gonna be detrimental to you because the theta is almost negligible. And the delta, I thought the delta would be so much less, but that's an actual good delta for this to be a little over $100. So that's a beautiful trade. I almost did not want to look at this, but this is really nice. I like it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's look at the chart though.
And what's the
Yes.
Um,
date for that?
This,
January
yeah,
16th.
yes.
So anybody, tell me why is she looking at January and that far out if they're having earnings right now? What would be some of the reasons why she would look at that? And Miss Charlotte, you don't answer and tell me. Let them answer, and then you tell me why you're looking that far out.
So that
So
way she could have time on her contract just in case the earnings don't report as good. She has time for it to bounce back potentially.
exactly. Miss Charlotte, why are you looking at that contract?
That's for the exact reason. And I'm going to purchase, my plan is to purchase multiple contracts. So that way, at least, at least four.
Yeah. So if she purchases multiple contracts, she's got that much time. Think about IV, so implied volatility. If it runs up or if it opens flat, those contracts that are reporting that week, they are going to get crushed. They're going to get obliterated. You're just going to be giving money back to the market. She's putting
Hmm.
herself in a position to be protected where if it does drop, she's going to make a lot of money. And if it does go up slightly, she's not going to be affected that much. Those contracts that are that weak, they have way more IV on them and they can IV crush and lose more money, even though they're cheaper. So she's buying a lot of time and has a beautiful theta on that. So I like that contract. I want to look at again, we're looking at the swing, so we're looking at a higher time frame. And
Hmm.
where could this drop down to? It has a support down here at 843. So it
Yeah.
could definitely come down. I'd like for it to reject. If we could probably get to $10 or stay at and reject at the 10, it's like right there, but it's got
Hmm.
like 1037. So that's another rejection. So if it pop right here and then reject and you enter, perfect. If you get in right at the open tomorrow and hold it, if it goes here, keep the trade, watch for a rejection and probably grab another one there just to bring your cost average down. But I
Yeah.
like it. I don't see them doing. I mean, they trash,
Yeah.
trash. Like, there's no reason Tesla and all these other companies that just popped up in the last couple of years are trading better than this company has been around for ages. So, but
Right.
Ford has poor financials, and that's why they
Yeah.
look like that. So
Hmm.
I'm always gonna want to take a put on Ford. I'm always
Yep. Yes.
always ready to go full port puts on Ford, but you can't trade this one in the money. And I also think that you can see on why. Um, is the HER on Ford. Like, if you got a HER, one, you understand what HER is, but two, you are not day trading a company that has a HER less than one, unless it's kind of Bank of America, SoFi. Those are kind of like my little standout babies. But if
Hmm.
that HER is less than one, make sure you guys are swing trading. Give that company time to move. It's not gonna move quick. It's kind of snail baby. So give it time. If the HER is one or two, you can day trade it.
I
You
ain't
can
never
do
see an ATR that low before. That's crazy.
You see it. You see it. Horrible. And it's Ford. Ford want me to pay $80,000 for a truck and I can
I'm
own
saying.
still.
Right.
I can own the company for more cost than it costs for the truck. Like, get out of my face.
Thanks
Okay.
again.
You're welcome. Anybody else? I love this. Y'all drop some more. Y'all might make me stay on a little more. I got a little more sun before it go down. Get this yard. Who else?
What
Anybody?
can you repeat what you had said about IWM towards the end of the week? I came in like towards the tail end of it. I don't remember exactly what you said.
Yeah, I said I was bullish on IWM and SPY just because the market has we have bullish earnings this week. So I was gonna start looking at the option chain for like Wednesday, Friday contract, seeing where the money's sitting at, see if I see something kind of out there like Friday, IWM, Friday 200. So let's just go look. We'll look at it together. Because this is the next thing I was about to go look at because I'm bullish. And IWM has been a little bit more affordable than SPY, so that's why I've been signaling it a little more. Most of you guys who know who trade with me, you just put SPY down. No, your SPY ain't affordable. It just ain't affordable.
Exactly. IWM, please.
Look at that. Look at that. There go my Kevin Cart. Somebody come look at this. Come look at this. I can get the 200 tomorrow for $72. Let's go follow the money and see does it make sense? Because we'll be trying to trade the day trade for tomorrow when we could just get the Friday contract and sit back. So $272. Volume and open interest is good. We got a $20 delta, $13 day theta, and we have a ATR of like 6. So if this possibly moves $3, we could make $60 off a $72 contract, and we got Friday expiration. I like it. I like it a lot. And let's just say it moves to the 200. We good money right there. So I'll probably drop that in the chat too. That's it. I'm not gonna drop nothing else. I done gave like four or five strikes and contracts for the free. Y'all should blow the testimonial in the winning trade chat up this week if all of those go through.
For sure.
Well, that's pretty much all I had. I just was feeling generous. And I was like, let me do a quick zoom. Oh, I can't see the chat. Hold on. I missed some stuff. Um, do I recommend trading during earning? Well, like I said, for beginners, it's just super risky. It's 50-50 if you trade through earning. So unless you just have like some insider knowledge, it's just best to trade up to the earning, close the trade, and trade after, unless you just got some capital to blow. What does that mean? So let me say I trade tomorrow and I gain $200 and then the swing trade on SoFi is 30. I'm willing to risk it because I'm up 200. It's not going to burn my account. If you're already down, don't risk through earnings, just trade it the next day. Um, do you have a scalping day trading strategy? The way I scalp it is based on my charting and it's different per each ticker, but I use ATR to help me scalp, and then I use my charting with my different support and resistance levels to help me scalp. Um, okay, IWM is thanks, right? Q1 earning. Yes, this is Q1. Is this Q1, guys, or Q? Because we had Q4. Was this Q2? I don't know. Q1 or 4. I'm not sure. That data is sweet. Yeah, sweet. Okay. Leap. Okay. Anybody else? Any questions? This is why I like teaching. We find money. So we just had an impromptu forward contract. Looked like it's gonna print nicely. Got a swing on IWM for 200 on Friday. We got SoFi, multiple contracts on SoFi. Fit everybody's budget. With the May, June, or the Christmas, January. So again, if you were gonna put $100 in your shoebox to hold until Christmas to buy gifts, go buy that contract and then you at least make a little money for Christmas. Well, that's all I got for you guys. Like I said, I'm taking a leave of absence from work, so I'll be in the chat and in the Discord, um, giving way more game and knowledge like this. Remember, my channel is Chad's guidance channel, so I do signal, but I don't signal a lot. I'm mostly telling you guys how to properly trade when you're in the signal and watching it on the chart. I am gonna start up group sessions. For groups, I'm only gonna take about 5 to 10 people, and it'll be as small as this. I don't want more than that. So everybody gets a turn, everybody gets to pick a ticker, everybody can share their charts and be able to trade together. But and then and still taking on more people one-on-one. So if you want one-on-one, I would suggest getting in before May 1st because my mentorship is $1,500. If you get in before the first, it's going to be 50% off of 750. No, it's not what it was last month at like 400, but if you DM me now, I may still send you the 400 link. If you get ambitious and you look through the channel, you might be able to find the $400 link too. I'm not going to guide you to it. Go find it. Um, but the one-on-one mentorship is 6 weeks. You get 6 one-on-ones. The group sessions will be the same 6 weeks. It's just you will share with other people, but it will be cheaper. So one-on-one by yourself, 750. If you want the group, it's probably going to be the 400. If you go and find the link for 400 and I haven't killed it or my VA hasn't killed it, I'll still honor it. So take advantage of that because it's never going to be that cheap again. I'm not going back to that price. But yeah, I just want you guys to learn. I like to have fun. This is how I teach you guys. We find ways to make money. So make sure you guys are asking questions. Make sure y'all tag. I want everybody who's on this call, if you learn something or you got to play off the call, go drop it in the free chat to go help people before I have to go do it. And then once this renders, I'll put the replay in there. But help your other mate, go into the free channel, let them know they missed the free call. Let them know if it was good. Let them know if you learned something. Yeah. Y'all have a good rest of your Sunday, if nothing else.
You too. Thank you.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening, everyone.